What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Windbreaker Season 2, Episode 6. So in this one, uh, Tsubaki no takes Sakura and uh, takes Sakura, Suo, and Nire to the house of this old guy, Tsubaki no no. Tsubaki no knows. Phase explained that the old man, whose name is Ito, and his wife, you know, basically, you know, were friends with Tsubaki no when he was um hiding in the closet. So Ito's wife had been dead for like a year. Basically, Ito was depressed over it. Basically, Tsubaki, though, his past has shown he wanted to be into, like, I guess more masculine stuff, like cars, or whatever, but he was more inclined to like more girly stuff. So, Ito and his wife, they basically, and his wife Yui, they basically like, encourage Tsubaki to like what he likes. Yeah. Which is why Tsubaki is basically a drag queen now. It's basically it's basically like definitely not in the closet. And so it's real that, you know, so like Ito shows like the four of them like photos of him and Yui. And so all of Yui's photos, like she's not facing the camera. She wasn't I guess a big fan of photos. Then he shows him one of them together, both facing the camera. Sakura looks at it, says that she looked happy, that he said that he doesn't believe that she would be smiling like that if she didn't care about Ito. It's real that Ito was concerned that since him and Yui's marriage was arranged, that Yui may not have been happy, and that dogwood tree that was planted at the photo was Yui subtly telling Ito that she was happy with him, and so it's for the Ito try to get more into fashion to get Yui to notice him. You know, does he care about his wife? It was real that Yui cared about him regardless, so Ito's happy after that. You know, yeah. And the way Ito the way Ito Yui encouraged Tsubaki was this way that makeup, high heels had more of a military purpose when they were first used, so a lot of men used them. So like I think high heels they were for helping aim a bow and arrow when you're on a horse. That was back when they were used for more practical things, not as much for fashion. Once they became a fashion item, men basically abandoned them, which is very understandable. And I definitely agree with that logic. Now, as far as episode goes, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like them covering Tsubaki no's origins. It's not a backstory I care to see. It's like I feel like we don't need to see. You could just left his character in the background and just not address anything. Like just not go into it. But they go into it. And they go into a little bit more in the next arc. And it's the next arc, which I believe season 2 is going to cover. It, it definitely gets a little weird there in the nightclub stuff. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this episode. I'm not a fan of this arc. I'm I'm dreading next week's Marshal King Chapter 11. So this one, Jimu starts his next challenge, which is to, you know, pick, you know, pull out his guns and shoot at, a bunch of targets using like these like assault rounds, so non-lethal and not aim for the head. Now, due to how quick he is, quick draw, and he has 2 pistols, he can take out 12 in like a tenth of a second. And I think it's 6 per point. Had to say with CS2 guns, it'd be 12.2 seconds, I think is what it is. Yeah. And so basically, so he has 12, but there's 13 because the judges knew that, he could take out 12 that quick, so they thought to add an extra one so that he would lose. So, so you have the duel, they all pull their. Jimmy takes out the 12, but then when the 13th one shoots his bullet at him, Jimmy throws one of his pistols at that bullet, blocking the bullet and causing the gun to knock out the 13th guy. So he knocked out 13th one without a bullet. He just threw the gun at him. And everyone's like shocked, like, what the frick? It was freaking awesome. That was funny, you know. Basically, no one there wants him to leave the academy. I mean, I personally want him to stay because I want to see more of the school, like the Marshal school. And yeah, I thought it was a fantastic chapter. Look forward to next week's. Kaiju number 8, chapter 126. So this one, Mina like fires her gigantic cannon at Kaiju number 9. He's able to like block it a little bit, hold back the blast. And cannon starts to overheat. Mina doesn't want to, so she basically at a point where she might need to evacuate. Then Hikaru like does one attack on Badger number 9 to you know, help Mina get an opening that severely damages Badger number 9. And Zafka gets to the core and he prepares to attack the core. And that's actually it. It's actually not much. But yeah, I thought it was a good chapter for like basically a few attacks. It's a good chapter. The canon is freaking awesome. Yeah, look for next week to see what the heck is going to happen with that core. If it's a whole fight against the core, that probably will look freaking cool. So yeah, looking forward to next week's Fireflight. So in this one, some hacker called a ghost who no one knows the appearance of, like, gets onto this plane in Bangkok that's heading to San Francisco. Then this agent named Aaron Hunter informs his supervisor, Catherine Brunt, that due to the fact that they don't have a lot of agents there, they can't get to go. So Brunt calls on a on-the-run former Secret Service agent, Lucas Reyes, who's her ex. Basically, like, Brunt tells Lucas to, capture Ghost in exchange for a pardon. So Lucas recovers from being drunk. Well, somewhat recovers and gets onto the plane. And the only clue he has is that the hacker has a bullet wound. So basically, Lucas fights this hitman who tries to kill him, but then and reveals that Ghost has a bounty. And Lucas kills the that hitman. Then gets these stewards named Isha and Royce to assist him and inform the pilots. So basically, throughout the movie, Lucas just fighting various hitmen, like a wide variety of appearances and abilities, and like a lot of them die, and to reveal that Isha is Ghost, and that her motivation is to free child slaves because she was one herself. She was used as a hacker because she had skills in tech, and basically, a lot of powerful people want her dead, and it's revealed that you know Lucas, like the reason he's on the run is that there's like this diplomat he was protecting who liked to beat up prostitutes, and he very much beat up that prostitute. He beat up the hitman, that the diplomat, and the diplomat was the brother of the deputy of the CIA, so that didn't go well for him, and Runt sold him out, but helped Lucas get a heads up. So yeah, that's why Lucas was on the run. And basically it's revealed that how Isha's able to be the ghost is using this device she created that can hack into anything, like it's a supercomputer. And it's revealed that, Grunt and Hunter work for this app company. So they're not working for the government, they work for a private company. And so Isha and Lucas are helped by Master Lian, who her and her students were helped by Isha in the past, and they sworn to protect her. So basically, the five of them team up against the assassins. It comes to a very comical fight and very bloody, even involving a chainsaw being used as a weapon. And Lucas getting really high on some like things like toad poison. And to reveal that Hunter had sent Lucas's image and then later Isha's image to all the assassins, which is why they're they're specifically targeted. Because all the assassins were on the plane looking for ghosts, didn't know the appearance. So once they learned they had their two pictures, they started attacking them. To real Hunter had basically a fire. He wanted to get the computer and kill ghosts so that he can get it like get the box for free, get the computer for free. And he first convinces Brunt to help him, since like to cover her own, so that she can so basically for CYA purposes she agrees. But then to reveal the plane is not heading towards San Francisco, so Brunt kills Hunter for basically being a retard for and to reveal that the plane was never going to go to San Francisco, was heading somewhere else. Like basically, like Icha hacked the plane. A bunch of people like the pilots are dead, some two passengers. Basically, there's some misunderstandings, leads to conflict between these two passengers and the two pilots, and the pilots get killed. And so Lucas, who had been injured, he passes out over his wounds, and he tells Brent he won't turn Isha over. And then Lucas wakes up at some hospital in the war zone. Isha tells him they're not done yet. And Lucas is like, frick. So I guess that's meant to be a tease for like a potential sequel, or just a joke, or maybe it's just a joke about, a bunch of sequels happening. Yeah, I thought this was a good movie. I thought it was great. Like, it was actually pretty funny. Some of the deaths were just down. All the deaths from when Lucas is high on that poison. Like, it's like spark coming out this lady's head, but it's actually blood splurting out of her head from when like he killed her. Like, it's so freaking funny. Like the chainsaw stuff was hilarious. Like, yeah, I mean, very bloody. It, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. If they make more, if the filmmakers decide to make a sequel to this, I'll look forward to it. And, I'll look forward to seeing a second movie of this, whether they call it Firefly 2 or just give it another name, like a completely different name, like how James Bond does. Either way, I look forward to it. And yeah, I recommend watching this.
Well, that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.